At this time in history, women throughout the world are stepping forth as leaders and decision makers. With these new leadership roles, more and more women will have the opportunity to influence the world with their own unique feminine values and vision. The Women's Federation for World Peace is an organization of women working together to realize one global family rooted in a culture of sustainable peace. Answering the call to care for the human family, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon and her late husband, the Reverend Sam Young Moon, founded the WFWP in 1992. WFWP's service mission began by bringing the mother's heart of love to the world by focusing on the eradication of poverty. WFWP supports projects in areas such as AIDS education prevention, hygiene, and school development. To date, over 15,000 children have graduated from our schools. WFWP is one of the few organizations worldwide to receive the designation as an NGO and general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council at the United Nations.
It is a great honor and pleasure for me to address this important forum on the occasion of the 10th anniversary of the Women's Federation for World Peace International.
Our UN work is primarily in the areas of human rights, education, and the Commission on the Status of Women. In recent years, there has been an emphasis on encouraging young people to get involved and to contribute their ideas, energy, and passion. In pursuit of its agenda of global harmony, WFWP initiated the Bridge of Peace Sisterhood ceremony as a way to give women the opportunity to experience one another as true sisters, beyond the limiting stereotypes of race, religion, or nationality. To date, tens of thousands have participated around the world in this moving ceremony. All over the world, WFWP is working in many ways to make a difference. In South Korea, where WFWP began, one of our major initiatives is to raise awareness of the importance of reunifying the Korean peninsula. Globally, WFWP Korea provides emergency funds to women and children suffering from poverty and disease through their 1% Love Share project, supports schools in Nepal, and offers aid to refugees in the Middle East. WFWP Japan has been focusing on humanitarian service projects in many countries towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. They have also conducted youth development programs, reading programs, and classes for mothers. WFWP USA educates and empowers women to become peace leaders through various workshops and community projects, as well as through national and local assemblies. Their Bridge of Peace ceremonies aim to mend personal and historical divides and to resolve conflict beyond international and cultural borders. WFWP Canada's projects include bringing together women of faith and holding annual seminars on family, marriage, and relationships. In Europe, WFWP has access to UN offices and various parliaments to promote and protect priority issues through advocacy teams and international conferences. Programs such as Women of Faith and the Women's Peace Academy are advancing women's unique contribution to education, peace, and leadership. Partnering with governments and women NGOs, WFWP chapters in Africa are working at every level of society to create an environment conducive to sustainable peace and development through environment projects, HIV/AIDS awareness, character education, and conferences for women leaders. With the help of Japanese volunteers, WFWP Latin America has dedicated itself to creating an environment that supports the well-being of Latin people, especially through programs in education and AIDS prevention, and has reached a prominent level among the region's NGOs. WFWP Asia is dedicated to uniting women of all faiths and backgrounds as we work for the moral education and healing of our families and communities. Through empowerment educational programs, WFWP Asia helps women to acknowledge their unique value and potential for contributing to a world of love and peace. WFWP Middle East is empowering women to heal themselves in a time of conflict and fragile peace, and has initiated multiple educational and humanitarian projects for refugees, disadvantaged children, youth, and women. It also organizes high-level interregional peace conferences each year. WFWP Russia holds annual intercultural peace festivals and charity programs that bring together talented children and ensembles from different backgrounds. They founded Angels of Peace, which has held several musical Bridge of Peace events in Europe, promoting peace, friendship, and reconciliation. In an effort to promote the values of filial piety, fidelity, and motherly love, WFWP Ukraine cooperates closely with the government to support elderly and disabled people, to educate women, and to help children. The chapter hosts an annual Global Women's Peace Network conference and is a member of the National Women's Council. The Oceania region supports projects within Australia, New Zealand, and surrounding island nations, and partners with women's organizations through the Global Women's Peace Network. Some major projects include microcredit for women entrepreneurs, an annual walkathon to support our Pacific neighbors, family and wellness education, and reconciliation through Bridge of Peace ceremonies. The Women's Federation for World Peace International is empowering women as peace builders and leaders in the family to transform the community, nation, and world. Through education, advocacy, partnership, reconciliation, and humanitarian service, WFWPI aims to create an environment of peace and well-being for future generations and people of all races, cultures, and religious creeds. The world is changing. Women worldwide are emerging into positions of power. We have more opportunities than ever before. We as women can make the world into a new image. One world living in harmony as one family.